Welcome back to City Tales Medieval Era, a new medieval city builder that is actually releasing on the 22nd of May in early access. And given that it's coming soon, I thought it was a good time to check the free demo. There is a free demo that you can find on Steam. I will put it in the video description below, so you can test it for yourself. And honestly, I think it's worth it. I have already clicked on this button over here of wishlist now. So let me show you why. We're going to start together a completely new game. Now, I do want to mention that this is, again, a demo, and even the May launch is going to be early access, so not everything will be there. They have shown what will be coming also into the future, things like a full story, things like more production, UI, revamp, etc. But honestly, this demo already has a lot. So let's start with what the game doesn't have right now. You don't have tons of map. You have one map, it's the map of the demo. Now, we know we will have many in the future. Secondly, there is a bit of a tutorial. You're going to see the advisor over here is guiding us. We're going to have missions, but it's not a full story yet. But again, they have said this will be coming. And third, there is no military. There's no military in the current game, and as far as I know, I don't think it's coming later on either. But apart from this, there's basically everything. You're going to need to produce resources. You're going to need to make your people happy. You're going to have to manage your workforce. So there's a lot. Let's build a shelter. This is the first mission. But this game is actually quite unique because while the basic production, like the woodcutter cabin, is going to be, you take a building and you just place it somewhere. In this case, I think we're going to place it very far, as far as I can, because I want to keep this space here for my city. So this is a basic building, it's going to take a second to be built. But this is not what's super unique about the game. I'm going to show you in a second what's super unique about the game. Now, if the developers are watching, I do want to say right now there is only 1 speed and 2 speed. I would love a 3 speed. But here it is. Somebody arrived, right? It is pretty far from my center, so it took a second. But now they're here and they're starting to build. And you may have realized also that this building was costing, some resources. If you look over here, it was costing actually 3 woods to make it. There is a big red warning. What is that? Well, this is basically there is nobody working yet into this woodcutter cabin. Right? So we're going to assign one of the key people. You can think of these as your lieutenants. Right? They are people that you really trust. Right now we have, 6? In the full game, they say we're going to have more. Each of them are actually potentially good at different things. In the demo, they start all with, they're all bad at gathering, but they will get better. And also, I think in the full game, you will start with some that are good at something and some that are better at others. But anyway, here it is. So it continues. This is Misha, the guy that we put over here, right? And so now that we have somebody working in the woodcutter cabin, the woodcutter cabin is going to start producing. I guess when Misha arrives, here it is. He's coming. It is. This is starting, right? He's going to cut the wood that is around. And once, this gets there, we produce some wood. I'll produce some wood, and therefore over here, wood and also actually this resource there will start increasing. And so with this, we can build our first house. And this is where the game is really special, because instead of just placing a house, you're going to be able to place, an area, a bit like in Manor Lord, right? So we're going to do something like this. Let's go. Oops, that is there. And obviously you need to close it. And now based on the size, and you can change the size even after, of course, there's going to be a number here. This is the number of plots, right? Here it says 6 plots, for example. There is also the cost, right? In this case, 12 wood and 12, let's call it foliage. So you can choose as many as you want. I think what we're going to try to do is, first of all, to put it as close as possible to my center of the village. And we're going to try to get 6 is a good number. Here it is. So we have 6. It starts. And people are gonna, build their houses. There is one shelter over here that's starting. They're gonna build a few others too. And every time they build a house, I'm actually going to gain a bit of money. And of course, also some population. Right now, my population is 0. You're gonna see it is. This is the first, house. And with this, I have gained 2 coins. We were at 20, now we're at 22. And I've also gained 5 people. And then they're going to continue, building others. But again, wait, this is not the end. There is more innovation coming. The other innovation you can see is here, this house is house level 1. To get to level 2, which will give me, by the way, more people and more money, we need a couple of resources. You can see we need some planks, we need some foliage rock, we need 1 berry, and we need 3 venison. But on top of this, we also need 2 services, a church and a market. But again, the church and the market, I don't have access to them yet, so I can't show you. But you're going to see this is not the typical way of city builders. What we have to do now is build a lumber camp. But similarly to the market, actually, this is not going to be built anywhere. We're going to need to be able to build it in one of our plots because our people, they need to work there, right? So this is going to transform our wood into planks. It costs 4 wood, 4 foliage, and 2 gold to build it, okay? And there's no requirements. This one is a basic building. Basically, in the future, there will be buildings that actually do require other things, other dependencies, if you wish. Okay, so it is. This plot over there is going to be taken for building a lumber mill. Right? So instead of a house, we're going to have a lumber mill. But here we're still building a house, and here also we're going to build a house just like this. If you look, by the way, this is church and market. This is church and market, church only. This one, it is water and market. So they have different types of requirements. And then here we have built the lumber mill, and again, we need to put somebody to work there. So let's put Judith instead of Misha. She comes here and she's gonna start making some planks, right? And here, by the way, this is just the market. Okay. So we have unlocked, as you can see at the bottom, quite a few things. We have unlocked now the weaving workshop to transform this foliage into whatever that's called. Foliage rope, yeah, it is. So we can do that. Again, this will need to be in one of these. And if we build it over here where it's already full, one of the house will disappear basically. They are not going to be happy though if you do that, right? So it's going to cost more money than if you put it in something that's empty. We have also unlocked over here the well, right? Again, costs quite a bit of money and different resource, and we have unlocked 3 new production. These ones, these are the only ones you basically place on the map. As I did before, we're going to place them pretty far. You do need to place them. No, I cannot build that one, sorry, my bad, because we need resources we don't have for all of them except the fisherman. So let's place the fisherman there, and now let's start another city. So why can't I build a city now? Oh, I think the tutorial is forcing me to put the foliage over here just to show you. Okay, that is life. So the good thing is that I put it on the one that was requiring water, while all the other ones, they want something else. Okay, so it is, it's built. Again, we need to put somebody to work on it. Done. And with this, we're going to start creating foliage, and that's going to be this mission finished. And then we can move to the next one. And again, we're in the tutorial part, right? So this is why it's a bit, many things locked. I can't do exactly what I want, but soon we'll be definitely able. And by the way, another thing, for Manor and Foundation, games like this, we have the road is actually created by the people where they work. If they work in some place often, then this is a road that's created. Okay, on the fish, we're also going to put somebody, Isabel, and we are at 8 foliage rope, and it is. We have done 10. So now we need to have 5 shelters upgraded. So if we look at these shelters there, right, we're gonna need some berries, some venison, but also those 2 things there, right? And we're also gonna need for sure more places for my people. So let's go. This is too close. Okay. Let's expand maybe a bit to try to get 6. Yeah, it is. 6. Okay. We can, by the way, also build even more. Right here, there is the mountain. We look. So that's not gonna work. But I could put it, somewhere over here, for example. And you don't have to put only 4 corners, by the way. You can put as many as you want. Something like this. Now we're gonna need to make sure it's not in the radius, which is gonna be pretty hard actually. The slope is too steep somewhere. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be a tough place to put something. My bad. Okay, we have some new ones over here. All right, and maybe a good time to place a well. It is. We're gonna place a well because this one wants a well. This one wants a well. They also want a church, but these guys also wanted a church. Right. So we'll see where we're gonna put the church. Let me try to see over here if I can place something. Oh, yeah, the well is important, etc. I will show you in a slide. They want me to show you. Okay, so if I click on this district that has a well, I can see the well is going to support all of it here. So it's going to support this one. If I build one here, it's going to support also there, there, there. So you don't have to put, all of the services in the same district. You can put it in different places, right? So for example, I can put the well over here, and I can put the, here it is, we've unlocked it. I can put the chapel on this side, right? And then, the chapel and the well will be in range of both of these. And so this house, for example, will be, no, not this one. Yeah, I'll show you that after, sorry. Why it does not skip, okay. Sorry, so over here, right, this one, hey, come on. I mean, this is a good tutorial, honestly. It's just that I want to be the tutorial for you all. Okay, so we have over here this house, right? It now has access to the church and to the water. And if you click on it, you can even see from where it's coming. Now I just need a bit of resource, and this one will be ready to be upgraded, which would be great, of course. So let's make sure we start producing those two things. We have the gather cabin. Let's put it here. And we have the hunter, which does need to be, in range of enough deers. So where, here it is. Yeah. I didn't want to put too many things close to my city. We need 5 deers. Why is there no 5? Oh, here it is. Tons of deers. Perfect. 7. Good. Let's put it there. So we're gonna do those 2 productions, and in the meantime, let me do another. Let me try to do another. Yeah. The key challenge is over here. Oh, it is. We can. It's not the most beautiful district, but it's also to show you that you can do very different shapes. Okay, so here they need someone, right? And this guy also needs someone. And this is our last one. So you may be wondering, what is that already the end of what production you can do? Not at all, not at all. This was the thing they were teaching us about the wood, but I'll show you whenever we need to do a new one. We don't have to do it now. Okay, then here it is. We have some houses that are ready to be upgraded. You can see this upgrade button on top. We have enough resource and we have enough services. So let's click on it. It's gonna take a second for it, to be rebuilt. But when it does, we're gonna get more people and more money. We do need 5, so let's continue. All right, let's do this one too. And this needs a market. This also needs a market, okay? And on this side, we also need a market for both of these. So I feel like we're gonna place a market now on this one, right? That way, it's gonna support both of these sides. And we can upgrade that one in the meantime. So it is, we have those 2, they've been upgraded. You can see the houses are way bigger. Instead of 5 people, there's 8 people, right? And it gives us some money too. There it is, the market is there. So you can see this is ready for upgrade 2. We have enough resources. Good, good. And we are a bit low on venison, so we need to wait for it to be produced. Takes a while for, what's her name? Rowena. Okay. For Rowena to do our job. We have finished upgrading, so my villagers are happy. I hope so. It's time to dream bigger. We need some stone. Okay, we're gonna do that. So now we have a new mission, which is to upgrade cottages. Cottages are these guys already upgraded, right? Apple cottages. So to upgrade these ones, we're gonna need even more resource than before. Things like stone, fish with berries, tires, we don't have that. Plus on top of this, you can see new services. We do have, one house there that can still be upgraded, so let's do it. Everything else has been upgraded. Okay. And then we are of course going to also put more village, right? More small places. I'm thinking we're gonna start with one over here. I misclicked. Let's rotate. So we want one there. Let's just make it pretty basic there. Let's put it as close as possible. Right, there's no reason to take more space than what's needed. Okay, so 6 more there, and that will be a good start. We need to start the stone. So let's see, the stone is over here. It takes again some resources, including gold. You need to make sure you have enough gold. If you feel like you don't have enough gold, just put more houses. So the stone can be not pretty much anywhere. It needs to be close to a deposit. So there's a deposit here, for example. There's also a deposit here. So let's put it there. Okay. And by the way, I can put multiple, right? It's not just one, I can put multiple. It will take more workers though. And you may remember we have used all of our workers right now. So who are we going to put in the stone? That's a good question. That's a good question. Now, before we do this, I did want to check. So these guys is not going to be in range of that one. So we may need to put another one there too. but it depends also what's needed for these houses. So we're gonna wait for the houses to come, and then based on what comes, so here is, for example, one needs one of these wells, so let's just put a well and be good. And I think we should put another one here in the back, because this should have access to all three. So it would be a great one to put new new types of services. I'm gonna make actually big, because I don't think we're gonna be able to put another one here in the back. So let's go with 10. Yes, it costs more resource, of course, right? It's 20 for this one, but we have a lot of resource, so I'm not worried. In the meantime, let's upgrade these two. So we have everything level 2. And let's check our stone, right? So stone over here, we have nobody to put. But if you see, this one here has a white bar. All of these, they don't have a white bar, right? They have this circle here. That means this building can work without a companion. Oh, that's their name, companion. What does that mean? Like basically Misha, he's worked so hard in the woodcutter cabin that he has trained one of my villagers or several of my villagers, right? We have 128 right now, so it shouldn't be too hard to find a couple to work in the woodcutter cabin. So he doesn't need to stay anymore, he can leave. If he stays, the good thing is he gives me a bonus, because right now he's level 2. So being level 2 is actually giving me a bonus. You can see the production cycle is -1. There is one of these chevrons that is yellow instead of green. That means as soon as this arrives here, the production is finished. And then when he gets level 3, he's going to get another one. Level 4, there's a surprise there, etc. So we don't have to keep him, but it's good to keep him if you want to produce a lot of this. In this case, again, we don't really have a choice. We need somebody to start making some stone. So let's go and put Misha on stone. He's also very close, so that's not a problem. Oh, what happened there? We've killed all of the... We killed all of them, yeah? I think we killed all of them. Now they will restart, but it takes time for them to come back. It's strange, last time it didn't happen to me. But anyway, it's okay, we're still in positive. In resource, I like that you can see, the arrow up. But by the way, you can also realize there is multiple production, not just one. So anyway, we're starting to get some stone. That's great. Let's check out this one in the meantime. We have a couple of houses that have started. We haven't built any of these though, right? And in particular, if we look at these ones, they want health, they want an entertainment. So we should probably build that here. The problem is I'm pretty sure we need some resource that we don't have. Oh no, we have. So let's definitely put one here. And do we have also what's needed for the pharmacy? No. For the pharmacy, we need a new resource that we don't have. This is called the linen rope. But before we do the linen rope, the mission is to do porridge. So porridge is one of these production here. It is the rustic tavern actually to make porridge. It's going to take the milk and wheat, two things we don't have. But more importantly, the complexity starts to come, because you can see that to build a tavern, you need to build it in the range of both water and the church. You can't build it anywhere you want. Here is fine. You have both of these. Here is fine too. So I think we're going to put it there because there's so many spaces. So it should be fine. We'll upgrade all of these to give me some more money. It's always good to have tons. And I have resources, all of those things. We can see we have quite a bit of reserves except the venison. So let's upgrade them all. Good, good. I hope by now you've realized that this game is pretty unique. At the same time, I know it's not for everybody. Well, I think the graphics are pretty cool when you go close by, and I think they said they will continue to improve them. I know it may not be for all of you. In particular, it is a bit of a puzzle city builder, right? And some people love that, some people don't. It is also, as I said, not there's no military, and there's also a bit less of there's no management of logistic like in Anno game, for example. Okay, so again, for the rustic tavern, we need to put somebody. We cannot put Misha, because if Misha leaves, this production will stop. But we can put anybody else, right? For example, Judith is fine. The production that she was on will continue. And with this, we will not start making porridge though, because remember, we're missing the actual production, wheat and cattle. Now, these ones are a bit different, where it's in between the two things. We're not going to put them in the middle of district, but it's also not a pre-designed building like this. It's a building that you need to design yourself. And you can also see that this is red because basically it's not fertile. So we need to put it into a fertile soil. So let's put it over here. Now this is only 2 fields. That's not a lot, right? So let's go a bit further. Let's try to make 4. Try to expand here. Oh, this is still not 4. Come on. Ah, it is 4. Cost, again, quite a bit of resource, including gold, so be careful there. And it's not like a need for right away, but of course, the more you put, the more you're going to produce per minute, so which means I won't need to create another one anytime soon. Okay, it is. The farm has been built. There's multiple fields, right? But somebody needs to live there. So we're going to put the next one in the list. Okay. There it is. That is Alberic. He's going to start making wheat. To be precise, he's going to start making 4, because remember there was 4 fields. So that makes sense. And then we said we also needed some cattle, right? So the cattle actually is fine on this side, it's not fine on that side. I do like this point that, the fertilities are all different. So it's another part of the puzzle, if you wish. Okay, so in this case, this is also on 2. So we're going to expand it. Yeah, here it is. I saw 4. Yeah, here it is 4. Let's build it. Again, costs quite a bit of gold, but I have some reserves, so should be fine. Should be fine. We haven't upgraded any of my cottages yet, but it's not just because of the services, right? It's also because most of them anyway require resources we haven't started yet. The health, yeah. Health is the other one we're going to want to do. Either over here or over there, I think. We could also potentially create another house if we want it on this side. Or potentially we could try to create... I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to do a very long one. Actually, no, sorry. Let me be even sneakier. I'm following kind of the shape of this guy. So I'm going to do a very long one. I've never done that before. So I wanted to see if you can. Yes, you can. Right? Very interesting. So you see we can do really all of the shapes. Because with a long one like this, that means I can easily put another one on this side, another one there, and they will still be in range of these 2 big blocks. So I think this is smart. Maybe I'll regret it, but it feels like a smart idea. And this is what I like also about this game. It's basically, you're going to need to think, you're going to need to optimize your city if you really want to have a good outcome. Okay, so now the tavern, we've started to have some wheat. We're going to start to have some milk in a second. Right, so I'm happy there. There is the linen farm too that we don't have. So let's start one. Follow. Actually, no, we're going to put it over here, I think, as far as possible from my main city. And sorry, maybe I should have explained why. As basically, remember that all of these, right, are interconnected in terms of the services. So if I put in a farm in the middle, it's going to make it a big waste for my city. Right? It's going to be a lot harder to basically upgrade to the next level. Okay, let's upgrade these 2 there. And let's see, can we build any? No, we still can't build that one. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. So porridge has started. That's great. The next thing we should probably do is this one, because that's what's needed for one of these things there. I think we're going to put it over... It's a good question. I think we're going to put it over here, because there's already so many of these things that it's probably going to be hard in the future to have a lot of very high level house. I'm just using as many as possible for production of resource. Oops. And by the way, if you click on it, right, you can see what it has access to. It has access to the church already, to the market, etc. Okay, so we have next mission, 10 tiles. But before, I was just upgrading this and that to just get more money. And the linen also needs some workforce, so let's go. And with this linen will give us access to the pharmacy. We have 2 new production, the clay pits, which also need, by the way, those linen. And we have tannery, which also needs those linen. But there's a complexity that you also need health, which we don't have right now. So it'd be great, yeah, if that building here can get started pretty quickly. It is missing the linen because I forgot to put someone here. So, in our development, we're also sort of limited by how quickly we can train someone to work into the previous productions, right? But yeah, we're making progress. We're already at more than 200 people. We have 60 of money, so that's pretty good. I'm happy there. Oh, look, my liege, one of our market is ready to develop. So on top of being able to create a pharmacy, which I do want to do right away, it's showing us the tutorial. Okay, so basically, I can't even exit, but you see this market there, right? It has also the upgrade button like our houses before, because we have reached, all of the requirements to be able to upgrade this trading plaza into a market square. So instead of having 1 star here, we have 2 stars, right? So level 2. It costs resources, as I said, including, those line and rope, but it will be quite important, right? Because this is how we're going to be able to upgrade our houses. Many houses will require level 2, level 3, etc. But as I said, let me also build a pharmacy over here. Oh, it took a lot of space, but hopefully it will help provide some support. For example, over here, they want, right? They want the pharmacy. This one also wants the pharmacy, also the pharmacy. And many of them, they also want the market level 2, right? So as soon as this is built, this one will have everything it needs, except it needs 2 more resources. So we need to start making this, right? We have over here, by the way, this is the market square. So you can also build it right away, but it will cost more money, of course. So for the clay, didn't we start the clay? Oh no, we didn't have the resource. So let's see where there is, here it is. We can put it there. So that's going to be the clay, and then we're going to need the tilery, which needs access to market and one of these things. So I think we're going to put it over here. Oh, I'm missing money. It's going to cost a lot of money if I want to destroy a house. But I think we don't have a choice. What we're going to do to avoid having a problem is we're going to first upgrade these houses so that I get more money. Okay, and we can always also create another one if need be. But the pharmacy has been built, right? The clinic for the upgrade to the pharmacy is blocked right now because, you know, it's a tutorial, but this market has been done, right? And then there's going to be level 3, etc., etc. The clay requires somebody, so let's go. Who's next? Next is Misha. Misha, you know, it says he's already level 3. Why? Because he's been working on the same type of things. This is also something to consider is, you know, these two, Judith and Alberic, they're terrible at gathering. They never had a job that was considered gathering. Versus Misha or Isabel, they're already very good at gathering. So you probably want to focus on putting one of these, right, to continue to make them better and better into that job, rather than somebody who's never done it. Okay, but yeah, I think hopefully we have the resource now. We have indeed enough money, so let's go. This is going to cost us quite a bit of money, but that's okay. What's strange is I can put it here, I can put it there, even if it's the same district. Pretty interesting. Okay. Anyway, so that's going to start making tiles, and with those tiles, we're going to be able to upgrade pretty much, I think, all of my houses. You can see they all have the required services, except maybe on this side. Let's see. No, this one has. Yeah, these ones don't have. If you want these guys to have, we're going to need to build on this side too. Which maybe we should while we're waiting. No, it's not like there's anything else to do. So let's go. Now we're going to reduce that one a bit. Here it is. So what do we need? We're going to need one of these entertainment. We're going to need for sure also a health. Yeah, health and entertainment will be what we build over here, or at least one, maybe 2 if we can. Now we're out of money. Okay, so what we can do is put another one there. Okay, it's pretty big, love it. Yeah, tilery has been built, so let's just make sure we put someone to work on it. And in this case, you know, this is construction. So Judith is not bad, but Judith, oh no, she is actually finished making this building self-sufficient. So yeah, let's use Judith, as she is again already pretty good at it. And yeah, with that, we should start seeing the title in stock increasing. As I said at the beginning of the video, I would love a speed 3, to be honest, but that's okay. It also, this game is meant to be enjoyed, I think, is the point. Oh, we need also those basic one I forgot. So we're gonna need a church and a market. Let's start building some of these here, like a chapel. Let's go. And the market too. Yeah, we have just enough money. But with this, we're going to be able to upgrade many of these. And frankly, I could also just wait to have enough tiles. It is, I already have enough tiles to start upgrading some of these. I will first wait for this mission to be finished, and then we'll do it. Right? This is 18 of money for each of them, so that's going to be great. That's going to be great. But in the meantime, we can do those ones, because this is resources that we have plenty of, so that's fine. Okay, we have great stuff there. Great stuff. Okay. I do remember that we probably need to also put a chapel or something like this. Okay, so yes, next mission is going to be to improve also the city hall. I'll show you that in a sec. This market could be upgraded. How much is it? Oh, 18. That's a lot, but now we're at 30. Okay, so that's fine. But yeah, what did we need? We needed also a health one. I think we're going to put it here. Ah, we need more money. My bad. 23. We should get it with that one now. Let's see. 22. No, we need one more. Okay. It's fine. Let's start upgrading some of these. So we gain a lot of money. Those cost tiles and we just started producing. So it's going to take a second. I guess let me just upgrade everything to level 2 or level 3 actually. And I'll see you when that's done. And it is, and we now have quite a few houses level 3, as you can see. And it's not the last level, there's going to be even more in the future, but we do have quite a few that are still in level 2. Why? Because they need this resource, the fish with berries, which we didn't start. So if you look at all of these, this is fish with berries, and it's the same on this side. There's many that needs fish with berries. How do we make that? Well, not too hard. Instead of the rustic tavern, we're going to make a normal tavern. I'm going to continue with what I said before, which is here, there was already so many production building. We're just going to add one more. No houses, it's fine, but it's basically, this is, you know, the middle of my city where we're going to put many things. And then on both sides, you put a lot of houses. Right? That's my strategy right now. While this is happening, we can look at here, the village hall. It has reached the first kind of prerequisite, which is 300 population. We actually have 408. Secondly, we have all of the resources needed, right? You need 20 of wood, we have almost 200. 20 of planks, same. 20 of foliage rope, same. 20 tiles, we have 28, so we're just fine. And then it needs also 100 of gold. We have 172 because I've been upgrading so many of those houses, right? So we can do an upgrade of the central building, right? From a village hall to a town hall. So let's do this, gonna take some time as always. Let's put a worker over here who's good at this. She's good at this, so let's put her. She's on the tile. It would be good to have a good tile production though. So let's put somebody else that maybe is not that important. Oh. So he's happy because now the town hall is way bigger, right? But we have now a lot of new goals, right? The apple a day, the castle on the hill. And we did get a new, as you can see, number 7, a new companion. So I guess let's put that one. And yeah, here it is, ladies and gents, the city, you know, is definitely growing. With this, we're going to be able to start making this fish with berries. And with fish with berries, we're going to be able to upgrade all of this other cottage to level 3. Now for level 4, we're not there yet. We're going to need to upgrade our water. We're going to need to build this education, which we don't have yet. We're also going to need new production, the cut stone, the cider, and the clothes. So there's going to need to be, you know, kind of new production for sure, and also an expansion of the city. We have unlocked, you know, if you look over here, a few things: expansion of the church, expansion of the theater, not of the well actually. We have also unlocked the castle, but it costs quite a bit of resource, right? In particular, 300 of money. So we're not ready for it yet, but we're not that far either. I do think though it will be in our next episode, ladies and gents. That was the first look at City Tales medieval era. This is the free demo, so don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to play it yourself. And I think tomorrow or the day after, you can see the next episode where we're gonna try to go as far as possible into this demo. Thank you for watching, smash like button, and also don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below any questions, thoughts, or other games that you want to see.